All right, so Jim will grab you. So today we're closing out our half guard passing semester. We're going to talk about a very specific movement that counters kind of a couple of different things. It's going to seem a little peculiar, but once you get used to doing this, like one might say that showing this as part of a fundamental half guard passing semester is a little bold. I think that this is such a critically useful motion in so many different ways that it's kind of worth just getting used to doing it now. And I feel like you kind of do this motion a couple of times in fundamental techniques anyway, so it's not that exotic. So let me get you that. Okay. So we've covered in previous lessons, I'm in the half guard. The first thing I want to do if he starts trying to get this underhook, frame, collapse, right? And now I collapse his underhook to the degree where once I pin him down, I can pummel back. Especially if I put my head in his chin, which of course we did in previous lessons. But I didn't quite stop him that early, right? So he comes up way up to him, right? So now we talked on Monday about a couple different options. One is I post on the hip and I just step my foot up, and now I might be able to drive over to the mount or switch sides to the other half guard and work the pass from there, where I might be able to collect this underhook. So we go back. Additionally, we talked about, let's say he gets his underhook, and I collect my guillotine, and I can work to get a choke, and so on. Or I go for the choke, he brings his hands in to pummel, like say bring both hands in to protect your neck, pummel this underhook back, and we're back here, right? But what if I suck? And I suck at all of that, and none of that's working. Or he got really far ahead really fast, and he comes right up to this underhook, and I'm stuck here, okay? What I'm gonna do is, like if I feel like I cannot wrap, so actually let me make one quick note. What the conditions should probably be before you consider this. If he has a good underhook, there's gonna be a couple things that are gonna be noteworthy. One is he will be off to the side of me rather than in front of me. So like Jimmy's pretty much where he needs to be. Jimmy, I want you to like really posture up strong. Yeah, exactly. That post is gonna be far. So if for me to try to collapse this post, I would have to like really reach across. For me to try to get a guillotine, I would have to really compromise my position. Almost any of the previous options we've gone into would be relatively ineffective and very high risk for me getting swept. So let's say I have that underhook tight. What I'm gonna do is cup his armpit tight here, and I'm going to take this knee, and my goal is to put it behind his right knee. So I'm going to post my hand, step back here. And what I've now created is what's known as a reverse half guard. And Jim, let's rotate so that your face is facing the, yeah, I think we're still on frame. So once I get here, I want to settle my hips down. I want to reach into this armpit, and I want to pull him in so I can put some pressure on his face. And that's Jim. This is not particularly pleasant, yeah? No. I'm putting almost no weight on you right now. I'm actually all my weight's kind of over here. Some people would even advise to like drop your weight on him. I don't think I do that. I just pull your armpit in and drive your face off, and that's kind of unpleasant. Yeah. So try to hold on to my leg like a half guard. You could do that, but that more like kind of like pinch your knees together. Yeah, like a standard half guard thing. I am at the same sort of risk for a reroll as we were with any of those sit-through half guards. But the cool part about this one is, let's say Jim wants you to let go of the half guard. Plant both feet on the mat, and I want you to bridge into me. My shoulder pressure here, the way that I'm positioned, because I'm completely on the side of my opponent, and I have his head turned pretty confidently in the other direction, prevents him from really doing much. It's like even if we start from here and I just literally just hang out here, like bridge into me, please. I mean, you feel how like hard that would be to get anything to happen? Yeah. So let's say we scoot over this way. Cool. So go back. So if he were, so let's say were to just commit to like getting free and bridging out, it's like we'll go kind of slow-mo. You let go of the half guard, you go to bridge, and I'm just like, just put my shoulder on his face. Like I just confidently drop my shoulder down. In fact, by him letting go of my leg allows me to put more weight on it. It's him holding my leg here that keeps my rotation more like, kind of rotated outward. Once he lets go of my leg, even if he bridges as hard as he can, at this point, going to virginity gym, it's like that shoulder pressure. I don't even actually necessarily even need to hold his armpit. I mean, we want to hold his armpit. Just to illustrate the control, it's like literally just doing this to somebody if he bridges into me. like pretty confident, like pretty strong control. Would you say that's, say Jim?
Yeah.
Right. So, option one is just he like lets go immediately and gives me this pass. Most good people aren't going to do that. So, I'm going to have to work for it. What I'm going to do is almost the exact same concept we used, let me turn it this way. Perfect. We almost use the exact same concept we used when we did our sit-through passes last week. Real fast, just to reiterate the point, let me get my leg out of here for a second. Jim, I want you to grapevine your feet like an X, okay? And I want you, so do me a favor, lift your feet off the floor and extend your feet away from you completely. Notice how his knees go together. Do me a favor, keep that grapevine on your feet, bring your knees as high to your shoulders as possible, right? His knees start to open. Hips are structured to do that. Your hips are at an angle. So the closer your knees come to your body, the farther they drift apart. You can kind of keep your knees together, but you notice how, like, if you try to pinch your knees together and keep them in front of you, it actually is like you hit a wall, and it's sort of uncomfortable on the interior hips. We're going to take advantage of that. So I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, and let's just say, like, kind of hold more like a natural, like you probably, if you extend away like that, that's going to be pretty easy for me to get out of. But let's say you hold on to something. I'm just going to, like, pull his knees into his chest, and then shoot my hips back. Once I get there, I can just stomp and get through. It's pretty easy to get at that, once you get to that point. Once I'm here, push his legs away, settle side control. So I'll do all that together. Jim, let me get you back to the half. So we're in the half guard, he comes up to this underhook, and I feel like he's going to get the position. What's cool about this is, interestingly enough, the more he gets to a solid underhook half, right, is the closer his back knee gets to. Meaning, let's say we go back. If he's in a bad, so get the underhook, but be like right in front of me, the farther in front of me, even more, his knee gets farther behind me. The more that Jim adjusts his position and gets to a correct angle, that knee actually gets closer. So my back three fingers are going to cup his armpit. I'm going to post on his hand, and then I'm just going to, I'm not thinking about a circle, I'm thinking about a kick back and collect. And I'm here, right in my position. Once I'm here, the lockdown on my leg. So I'm going to pull his knees in, scoot high so this knee clears, and then at this point, stomp and get out. Additionally, one further application of this, and the reality about this back step is that once you like get confident with this thing is anywhere you have a half guard. It's like, we're here, whatever, he's here, I can't get into anything, okay, he's being hyper defensive, boom, I'm right here. You know? This is also where you start getting into the leg locks and all this, we're not going to talk about it, it's all there. Additionally, I'm in half guard. This is one of my favorite scenarios for this. So, reset like a, yep, there you go. So I get my underhook, I have my head control, and I've made some mistakes, and Jimmy's managed to get his right hand in the way and push my face away. And he's pushing my face away, he's pushing my face away, he's pushing my face away. Boom. And now, I'm right here. I can grab this gift wrap, make that a thing. Like, there's a lot of different options, but the basic gist is get their head, sit here, knees up, shift, stomp, and out. Pretty simple. It's like, looks a little fancy when you see someone do it, but it's really just a back step. The only nuance about the back step that I think matters is I don't want to do a big, wide circle. So invisible opponent, I'm here in the half, and maybe he came up for the underhook. I cup the armpit and post it here. I am not doing this, where it's like a big circular scorpion step. I'm here, and I want to like kick behind myself straight, like a mule kick, boom, and then collect his leg. Does that make sense? Let's see. You want to make one more note, and then I'll show that on then. One more thing to keep in mind too, with all of this, is okay. So I'm in the half guard. He comes up to this underhook, cup. I do my big back step. I get here. Okay. So maybe I'm just having a hard time breaking him down, or even let's say I break him down, and like, man, it's just not kind of happening. Okay. I'm just going to pummel my underhook and come back. So Pick your poison. Defend one or defend the other, but it's very hard to defend both. If you get used to just going back and forth like that, it's very strong passive. It just adds like one last touch to the whole system where I'm either going to grind you to the earth with the underhook and flatten you out, sit through and catch your head or Kimura, or set behind you and pass that way, or come back. And as we've demonstrated in the semester, all of these attacks connect to each other. So in the sense that if I'm working for the underhook and they block the underhook, I can get the Kimura. If I'm working for the underhook and they expose the head, I can sit through and get the head control, and so on and so forth. So anything you guys do? So just to demonstrate all of those again, I'm going to get you a little bit this way, yep, and on this leg. So first context, I think probably the most useful is he comes up and gets this good underhook. And Ben, yeah, what I want you to do is about taking this hand and posting it real far back this way. Yep, exactly. Almost like you're turning and facing the same direction I'm facing. Perfect. So now it's really hard for me to press into you. Right? You feel that? So now what I'm doing is I'm cupping his armpit in close, posting my hand heavy, and then this leg is going to mule kick back and collect his knee. And then from here, I can settle my hips and I put, you can feel that pressure on the face. It's like, you can actually tell I'm not putting a lot of weight. It's just the rotation of my shoulders that makes this unpleasant. Then from here, grab the pant leg, it's actually turn a little bit this way, please. Just like rotate. Cool. Thank you. Grab the pant leg and bring it up. And then what I want to do is like shoot back, stomp, clear, and punch. Does that make sense? If I get there, let's say we go back. No, I'm here, and maybe I just can't get this leg free for whatever reason. I'm just going to come back up, pummel my underhook, and work my standard knee cut. You can pummel the underhook from when you're on bottom too. Like in the sense of when you back step, I just kind of prefer it like once I'm in that floaty space, because if I come up to that combat stance and they don't give me the underhook, back step again. You know, it's like it's all right there. And then finally, say I have you back in half. I have the underhook situation. I have Ben pinned. I'm here, and Ben, you're going to start with your right hand pushing my face away. Right, and really, really, yep, extend that stiff arm away. So it's hard for me to pass the correct way. So, back step, pummel through, catch the head, and we're right here. Does that make sense? Excellent. Does that make sense? Killer. You guys want to try it out? All right, let's work it out. 1, 2, 3! Hiya!